Oh man, there's so much stuff I could say about this PlayStation, the new one, the new PS5, dude. So they did a couple changes to this. They made it 8 pounds lighter. Is it 8 pounds lighter? No, it's 300 grams lighter, whatever that is.
That's not even a pound.
Okay, so it's 300 grams lighter.
It's like 3/4 of a pound.
And so that's the first update. The second update was the screw that you put underneath on the base. People apparently were complaining that they couldn't screw it with their finger, that they didn't want to use a tool. So they made the bolt bigger so that way you could use your hands to screw it on.
Okay.
Okay. And then I think that's it, actually. I think that's literally it. They changed the fan. The fan's a little bit different. But here, I'm going to share my screen because I got to show a couple things. So this is another YouTuber. Has a lot of good content stuff, and he's comparing the old to the new. Pretty much graphics and everything is the same.
Great content. He's a good YouTuber still.
Yeah. But he does some pretty good work. Like he's talking about the different ones. Look, here's the screws, old versus new. It's literally somebody doesn't have tools and they're just like, I can't use my nail, you know? So he decided to do a decibel check to see how loud this thing is, the fan, because everybody says, oh, the fans are super loud. So they did a thing with the fans. The original was 43.5 dBs. And the new one, I forget what it was. Oh, here's the side by side. 43.5 on the original to 42.1 on the new one, which is slightly smaller, but that's not... You're not going to hear of a difference. You know? You're not going to hear of a difference. The other thing he did was he has this cool little gadget called Seek Thermo that he puts on his phone. And and with the phone, he'll be able to see where the heat is at, right? So check this out. Here's the original PS5, 52 degrees Celsius. And then here is the new PS5 with the 55 degrees Celsius. It's a little warmer.
Well, it kind of makes sense. If you shrink the design, you may be impacting your airflow, right?
Shrink what design? What are you talking about?
It looks about the same size, but I'm saying if they made it lighter, then there has to be some kind of edges they cut.
Those are the two PlayStations side by side, right there.
Same thing.
Okay, so what are you talking about, Willis?
Well, they made it lighter, so they had to do something inside that affected something.
Okay. Now we're speaking the same language here. Look, they have. Look, does it look? It's like it's different.
It's the same damn. What did they do? What is the purpose of this marketing madness?
So he brought in a buddy that he does unboxing, or maybe not unboxing. He takes apart stuff. Yeah. And apparently these guys took apart the PlayStation 5 to see what was inside, right? And they're just like, well, let's look exactly what's wrong with, let's take it apart. What the hell's so different, right? So they're beginning to take everything apart, and they're not really finding much of a difference. And then they get to the fans. The original PS5 has like this gap where the blades don't go all the way towards the center.
Right.
The new PS5 has blades that go all the way to the center. Okay. Now, when they weighted this, they weighed identical. Interesting, because you would think the new fan would be heavier because the blade went all the way in, but not so much. Weird, right? So the hunt continues. They were taking this thing apart. The next thing that they noticed was here's the original. If you see the picture here, the original, you see the heat sink is gold color, and the new one, you see the heat sink is silver in color.
But the silver looks smaller.
The silver looks smaller. I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
You don't want to go with a smaller heatsink.
I don't know if I'll be able to capture. There it is. He puts his finger right in there. He's able to put his entire finger inside to be like I have a lot of space here. Why is this heat sink so much smaller, right? So he says, I think I know where we're going at. Now, right here, they said some of the wiring that they noticed. If you look here on the old, you got one wire that comes here. And here you have two wires that come over. Where the Wi-Fi is at, so this is the Wi-Fi. You have your standard for your fan, but look, there's no other cables right here. With the old one, there's two additional, and that's for the Wi-Fi. So why do we have more wires on the old and less on the new? Things that make you go, what the hell is going on here? And they show it right here. Here it is. Here's the two for the Wi-Fi. Here's the missing ones. The old one apparently has stronger Wi-Fi signal versus the new one, because the new one they're encompassing it within these two, where the old is not. Weird, right? The chip is the exact same thing. So everything is the same. Everything's the same. Here it is. They're starting to pull it apart. They're starting to take everything apart. Now, here is where it gets interesting. The one on the left, the gold, is your original. The one on the right with the silver is the new. This is the entire heat sink. The 300 grams is from this, the heat sink. They weighed everything piece by piece as they were taking it apart, and this is what came up.
It's crazy.
This is ridiculous. Like, they made a new PlayStation, they took out some heat sinks, they made things a little bit lighter, and now they're saying that their bottom line, they're actually able to turn a profit because they're using cheaper stuff.
I guess because maybe the prices of the parts have gone up significantly since the R&D versus the actual production of the models, right? Over the last 2 years, like, prices have gone significantly up from GPUs and silicon and everything else. So